Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you're doing good today. Well, today I'm going to show you a completely intact potato plant, from the roots to the stolons to a potato on the stolons, the potato plant itself. And I'm going to go over the steps that you have to take and a timeline in which you have to take them in order to grow better potatoes. And if you watch this video, I 100% guarantee you are going to be more successful at growing potatoes after you know this information. So let's go ahead and get started. Hey, if you watch this video and you like it and you find value in it, maybe check out some of my other ones, and please consider subscribing. I really would appreciate it. And as always, it is free. Now, let me get you down here and show you how this potato grows. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to break this up into the stages of growth of a potato. Now, there's not much of it left, but right there where my finger is, that's actually was the seed potato that I planted. And off of that comes the roots, and then the vines come off of the seed potato too. And so there's actually two stages of growth here, and we're going to talk about them first. All right, so what I just showed you there would cover the sprouting and the vegetative growth state. Now, at this point in time, all that plant is worried about is just getting bigger. It's not worried about growing potatoes yet. So we have to focus on getting that plant nice and big. And so there's two things that you really want to do even before you put that seed potato in the ground. Now, the first one, getting your soil pH right. That to me is probably one of the most important things that you can do. The correct soil pH doesn't, add more nutrients to the soil, but what it does is it allows your plant to take in more nutrients. So you can have a lot of fertilizer, you've done everything right, but if your pH is off, you're still going to hurt the size of your potatoes. So in the fall, I'll do a soil test. I'll check the pH of my soil and I will amend it accordingly. Now, garden sulfur is what I use. Garden sulfur works really good. I've used it for the last several years, but you have to give it time to break down. You can't put it on a month before you start planting, or it takes 4 or 5, maybe 6 months for this. The bacteria in your soil has to break that garden sulfur down and turn it into something usable for your plants. And so that's something you really want to get taken care of, in my opinion, in the fall. Now, the next thing is fertilizing. You want to make sure you have them nutrients in there for your plant to take up, because, you have to have good nutrients in order to get good potatoes. Now, I use, hay, grass, leaves, manure, organic things that take a while to break down. And so I'm going to put this on in the fall. And just as a side note, I'm going to let you know, if you do use manure, it can increase the pH of your soil. So you want to plan for that accordingly. But I got to let this break down. Again, the bacteria is going to break all this down and make it usable for your plant. Now, I don't use commercial fertilizers, but because they are ready to use, I think you could put them on a lot, closer to the time that you plant, and you'd be all right. Well, once you get through them two stages, now we're getting into tuber initiation and tuber growth. And so that's what I'm going to show you right here. Okay, so we've done everything right. We've got nice good roots. We've grown a nice big plant. And this plant has been saving up starches, everything that it needs to start growing a tuber. And when you see flowers on your potatoes, what that tells you is that's tuber initiation. And that is a potato just starts to form off of what is called a stolon. And so this comes off of the stem, and it's kind of hard to see. This is a determinate potato, so they don't get up real high. The stolons don't. But this doesn't actually grow with the roots. This is a secondary root system. And so at this point, we're looking at tuber initiation and tuber growth, tuber bulking. And so we want to get from here to more something like this, where now we're starting to get into a decent sized potato. So here's what you got to do during these stages. All right, so once that plant starts growing, really the only thing that I'm going to do to it, if it's lacking a little bit, if it's behind the other plants, if it's slow growing, I will steep some rabbit manure or maybe some chicken manure, and I'm going to give it just a little bit of nitrogen to help it get, going in size, because you want that plant to be nice and big. But once they're good, nice sized, and then flowers start coming on, I'm not going to worry about any kind of fertilizer, any kind of nitrogen at all. Now it's about growing potatoes. And so that means water. Water, water, water. I mean, you just have to have a lot of water in order for them potatoes to get as big as they can get. And so, I plant a lot of them under hay, and so I constantly have to, dig in there and check, because especially if you put it on real thick like I did this year, you can get a decent rain, but you really don't get that much in your soil. So you just really want to keep an eye on making sure your ground is moist, where then potatoes, have enough water to get to that nice big size. Now that is where I'm going to fail this year. I have picked a few of my potatoes, and so far I'm getting some decent sized ones, and it's not the amount that I'm getting, it's really just the size, because we haven't had a decent rain here in weeks. And so I've been watering them, I kept up with it, and finally it got to the point where I'm scared I'm going to run my well dry. And so I just decided to pick them a little early. If some of them are a little bit smaller, well, you can use those too, green beans and, ham or something like that. Put some potatoes in there, and that makes a really, really good meal. But, that is going to be the one thing that is probably going to hurt me, is the fact that I just couldn't get enough water when I needed to do it. So, that is really, the steps that you need to take in order to have success growing potatoes. It's not hard. You just got to do it at the right time and do the right thing. And so that is the video. And let me know what you think. Let me know how your gardens are doing. And you guys have a good day. And I'll talk to you later. See ya.